So you read up in the Bible and you see this thing called the mark of the beast, right? And then like everybody starts going wild over this thing. Oh, WWW is the mark of the beast. It's kind of amusing that Christians for so long thought WWW was the mark of the beast. That's really funny. And then it's UPC code is the mark of the beast. And then it's COVID-19 is the mark of the beast. And then there was Facebook's the mark of the beast. And then it's this is the mark of the beast. And the microchip's the mark of the beast. And you're all like a bunch of blind people, as they say, groping in the dark. If you're going to go to the Bible to find out that this little thing called the mark of the beast exists, it'd be in your best interest to also return back to the Bible and the Bible study tools to find out what the mark of the beast is. Okay? It amazes me to no end, and it's quite entertaining to see all these television preachers and all these preachers in general. Oh, the flag of the LGBT group's a mark of the beast, and oh, this is a mark of the beast, and I'm just over here cracking up laughing like, man, this just shows you all how much you guys have like absolutely no spiritual wisdom of what this mark of the beast is. If you're going to go to the Bible and read about the mark of the beast, it'd probably be in your best interest to stop looking crazy and foolish and return back into the Bible and the Bible study tools that you were given and is accessible to any human being for free on the internet to find out what the mark of the beast is. So, now that y'all looking like crazy and looking like fools, and some of you are just still wondering what exactly it is, let's go to the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. If you've never heard of the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, then I suggest you start learning about this book. Okay? Now, when you go to the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance and you look up 666, we're told here that it's written in Hebrew letters, and when you understand what the Hebrew letters are, then you'll clearly know what the mark of the beast is. This is when a lot of Mr. Know-It-All, Knows Nothing Christians like to say it was Nero. Nero actually, converted to Judaism, and he suicided in 68 CE. This has nothing to do with Nero. So for you Christians like to walk around all big and haughty saying, well, we know exactly what it was, it's Nero. Look into your Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. It says it's the 22nd letter, the 14th letter, and the 6th letter of the Hebrew language. Nero does not start with the 22nd, 14th, or 6th letter of the Hebrew language. It doesn't take much of a rocket scientist now to go to Wikipedia or some other place and type in what is the 22nd letter of the Hebrew language to find out that that letter is Ta. The letter Ta is actually in the Torah, and you can also find that in the Bible in the Strong's, and it denotes a literal wound. The 22nd letter of the Hebrew language is actually Nun. And contrary to what the modern people who speak modern Hebrew think, they're speaking modern Hebrew. This has nothing to do with modern Hebrew. Hebrew's been recreated several times. This has to do with Olden Hebrew. The Olden Hebrew was written and never spoken, and it actually derived from every single letter in that alphabet derived from Egyptian hieroglyphics. The 14th letter is Nun, and it means a serpent. You can also find this on Wikipedia. The 6th letter is Vav, and this is where the Christians made a terrible mistake, thinking that 666 was Vav, 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 when it's 660 and 6. Thank you very much. And indeed, the Vav means to bait. Okay? And this is a beginning of the marks of the beast, not 666. This is not 666. It's 660 and 6. 666. Okay? So even the way that people are promoting this number, it's also incorrect. This is what the mark of the beast is. It's on my forehead, and this is what it means. A lot of people can't handle the fact that, number one, Jesus is a serpent, and they also can't handle the fact that the 144,000 do indeed have the mark of the beast on their forehead. This is the decoding of 666. And why scholars won't tell you this is beyond me. You know, they're so ingenious and so intelligent, then you would think that they already know this, but maybe they don't want to put it out there because maybe the Christian society would go nuts. But then, there is a big difference between Christ and Jesus, and the Bible makes that plain and clear. But I'll get into that in a different video. So welcome to us who got the mark of the beast upon our head, 666. And 144,000 were the first ones to get that mark, the seal, placed upon their head. Seal and mark are not two different things. The seal is what was used to make the mark. The seal is basically the impression, and the mark is what was left over. Okay, a stamp can be in many different forms in the Bible, as a little stamp, like a rubber stamp. It could also be a branding iron, and even when people in modern day use branding irons, the branding iron is considered the seal. What's left over is the mark. So we see here that the word buy has to do with redeeming people from the destruction. You see the word sell means to barter. And in both cases, it means with no money. Power in the hand means the power to control the spiritual destinies of mankind. I'm sure it's quite hard for a lot of people with worldly minds to understand this. Because, like I said, you really have to have spiritual wisdom to figure this Bible out. But, if you're going to go to the Bible and start harping on this stuff and really making this stuff the centerpiece of your day and the centerpiece of your spiritual lives and your physical lives, if you're going to pull this mark of the beast out and stuff like this out of the Bible, it'd really be in your best interest to go back into the Bible and to try to find out what the Bible is actually telling you about this. Okay? Now, it says that these people did not defile themselves with women. This has nothing to do with a man and woman getting married. Throughout the Strongs, it said these people did not defile themselves with the woman, my wife. There's only two people in the Bible that are mentioned as being the woman and my wife, Israel and Babylon. So the verse reads, these people did not defile themselves with the woman, my wife. Understand that. They don't get involved with the Christian church. They don't get involved with Israel. They don't get involved with certain denominations. They do not get involved with the Abrahamic religions. Okay? Like I said, if you're going to be pulling this stuff out of the Bible, it'd be best to go back into the Bible to see what the Bible is trying to tell you about this. A lot of people are just pulling it out and slinging this stuff around and preying upon the stupidities of others and get people to be scared of this and get people to be scared of that, and they're using it as a weapon of warfare against other people, and other people are trying to get those clicks on YouTube and clicks on their website and putting this stuff out there. And don't get a Facebook, it's the mark of the beast. COVID-19 is the mark of the beast. UPC code, you can't buy anything, it's the mark of the beast. Oh, hogwash. You can't have money, that's the mark of the beast. Okay, let's go into this next verse. Okay, about putting a mark upon a small group of people, the rich, spiritually rich and physically rich. Well, rich to you is not necessarily rich to someone else. All right, a poor man can have $50,000 and think he's rich, and a rich man can have $10 million and still he would not consider himself to be rich. He would just tell you he had a substantial amount of money, but in his opinion, he still wasn't rich, because he sees ways that $10 million could be gone in a week. Yet the poor man looks at that $50,000 as a way he could keep hold to that for many, many years to come. So once again, as you're translating these verses in your mind, you're thinking about what it means for you to be rich. But it also mentions to be spiritually rich. Okay? And a small group of people, 144,000 is a very, very, very small group of people in a world full of 8 billion people. Matter of fact, it's so small, it's practically minute. Okay? They're like needles in a haystack. Alright? And this is what this verse means. And it states that they follow this lamb. And here's a real definition of that word, lamb. There's two lambs in the Bible. One means, animal. Actually, I guess three. One is a lamb as an animal. One is a lamb as in sacrificial, which they use that talking about Jesus. The other lamb has to do with this man right here. Those that did not defile themselves with my wife, the woman, being Israel and Babylon, defile this lamb wherever he goes. Okay? And they are redeeming people from the destruction of mankind. And the destruction of mankind goes back to the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast means the cross of the Antichrist, preparing the destruction of mankind. So there's 144,000 people that were marked out with the seal of the living God, and now they follow this man wherever he goes, trying to redeem people from the destruction. And nobody can save these people from the destruction, and nobody can bring people to a spiritual awakening or knowing, except for these 144,000 that understand the Bible quite well, hold the truth and facts within them. And everywhere they go, they try to communicate with people in a way that they feel that people would understand, to spread the truth about this so-called good news gospel, and to spread the truth and facts about what's really going on in the biblical, physical, and spiritual sense. Now, my next video, I'm going to continue on with this teaching.